Hello, UCB members, supporters, and friends. We'd like to start by thanking you for all you do to make community broadcasting in Unalaska possible. As I hope you know, Unalaska Community Broadcasting brings you the local services of KUCB 89.7 FM and Channel 8 TV. We also own the broadcasting license and transmitter, and we pay for all of the maintenance expenses for local KSKA service over FM 91.1. We maintain the state-owned TV service of ARCS, which broadcasts over Channel 4 to homes without cable. We've provided broadcast services since our formation in 1984. Our newest services are web-based, kucb.org, the KUCB blog, and our Facebook site. Together, all of our services provide local news, events, listings, entertainment, and educational programming, and so much more. Some highlights of staff-produced programs from the past year include The News at Noon and the Unalaska Evening News with Alexandra Gutierrez. We also produced Flash Unalaska, which is a weekly news and information program in its 22nd season. The Shop of the Tower is a brand new monthly live trivia game show on Channel 8. Also new this year, Tuesday Talks. Every week, Channel 8 broadcasts talks and presentations. We run City Council coverage. Rebroadcasts of Unalaska City Council meetings air every Thursday on Channel 8. The Candidates Forum is a popular annual televised forum that allows viewers to ask questions of candidates for mayor, council, and school board. This takes place in October. Raider Basketball airs live on KUCB 89.7 FM when we can get a game feed, and that's a very popular service. The Peeps-a-Palooza was a special that we aired this year, and that took place around Easter. It was a volunteer production training session that allowed local people to play around with animation using Peeps as the main character. We also worked with the school's ESL program on a show called Outdoors Unalaska, and the project won the group a statewide Spirit of Youth Award. We also have volunteer training program, and we love our volunteers, and we constantly need more. They help us with all of our staff-produced programs, and in addition, there are a few volunteers that do their own shows. We're trying to get more volunteers through outreach events. This year, you might have seen our staff at the Heart of the Aleutians Festival and at local grocery stores. Or maybe you joined us for the Discover Radio Open House or for one of the TV production training sessions. If you want to volunteer and somehow we haven't already enlisted your services, please let us know and we'll get you trained in audio or video production. UCB is funded by several big grants. On the radio side of the organization, we receive funds from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and the Alaska Public Broadcasting Commission. The TV station receives an operating grant through the City of Unalaska Community Support Program. We also receive small project grants through organizations like the Rasmussen Foundation, the Alaska Broadcasters Association, and the Alaska Public Broadcasting Incorporated. But grants aren't enough to keep our services up and running. We're also dependent on local fundraising efforts. It has been a great year for fundraising at UCB. Since our last membership meeting, we've brought in over $32,000 in just memberships and donations. This was done through the one-day radio pledge drive in October and the Channel 8 auction and membership drive in February. These were both really fun events. The one-day drive, we brought together local musicians, and we had special guests on the radio, but it was only one day of asking for money from our listeners. And the Channel 8 auction is a two-day televised event that we hold every February. It is one of our biggest events of the year that brings together over 60 volunteers. In addition to pledge drives, we raise funds through events, DVD sales, and the Channel 8 Community Bulletin Board. Some of the other events that we've brought to Unalaska this year include the Tundra Golf Classic. This took place in August in Pyramid Valley and was a lot of fun. This year we also held the Haunted House at the Underground Hospital. A group of volunteers came together and helped us decorate the Underground Hospital on East Point Road and also to act in the Haunted House. In addition to our regular operation this year, we've taken on some big projects. We upgraded all of the computer equipment in our radio studio, and we rewired our control room. We also mentored students in an audio production training session at Camp Canayu. We worked with an intern, Annie No, through the Alaska Broadcasters Association. Last spring, we also worked with students in Unalaska City School District's broadcasting class 4 days a week. This year, we received funding through the American Archive Content Inventory Program to create a list of all of the tapes in our collection. The next phase of this project will allow us to digitize content, and we're really looking forward to that. We also just received a grant for revamping our radio studio, and we expect to start on this project soon. UCB has 5 full-time staff members. Alexandra is our news director. Pipa Escalante runs the TV station, and you probably see her at most local events. Jane Bai is in charge of fundraising, and you definitely know Daniel by his voice. He's on the air every weekday for the midday music mix. I am the general manager, Lauren Adams, and that means I do all of the administrative busy work. I also do my best to keep the radio and television signals on the air, the grants flowing in, and the proper reporting filed. UCB is managed by a board of directors. Board chair is Brian Stafford, vice chair Chris Bobbitt, secretary-treasurer Melanie Magnuson. Gary Gray, Sonia Streetmatter, Sherry Coleman, and Matt Leitner are all board members, and we have a student representative this year, Elizabeth Patrone. This year, our board went through training as well as a strategic planning session with the 4-Acre Group. We also work with a community advisory board. This group meets twice a year to discuss programming issues. If you have feedback or would like to tell us what you think of Unalaska Community Broadcasting and all of our services, our doors are open. We're located in the Burma Road Chapel in downtown Unalaska, or you can call us at 581-1888. Our board members would also love to hear from you, and there is a link on our website at kucb.org to email board members with your feedback. Overall, it's a busy job providing public media to Unalaska, and we all work very hard to provide our services and constantly improve on what we do. We very much appreciate the support of our community, our volunteers, supporters, viewers, and our listeners. Thanks so much for being a part of our organization. Stay tuned because we have lots of big projects coming up.